Navita ma'am, you can start.
Okay, ma'am. A warm greetings to one and all present for today's webinar. Let me start with a quote given by Jatin Goyal. A great career without education is only a dream. We are nothing but just helping you to realize your dream into smart success. I, Miss Navita Angelina, Assistant Professor of St. Vincent Pallotti College, take this opportunity to host this session. Firstly, I would like to welcome all the participants from various cities, states, and across country who have taken our time out to connect with us on this live session. National level online webinar on career guidance session organized by the Department of Business Administration. First of all, you guys would be wondering why we have this webinar. We are well aware that you guys are extremely confused, stressed, and maybe a little scared as well about what to do in your future. As we educational institute, St. Vincent Pallotti College believes it's our primary duty to help you out in these times of stress and solve out all your queries at comfort of your home. Before proceeding with session, dear participants, I would like to give general instructions to be noted. If you have any questions to be asked during the presentation, please type them in the chat box. Now, I would like to call our principal, Professor Aurakyaraj Nicholas, for the welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Am I audible? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
A warm greetings of the day on behalf of St. Vincent Pallotti College. I welcome our director, Reverend Father Victor Martis, our PU principal, Reverend Father Andrew, and our vice principal, Reverend Father Mervyn, and our resource person of our day, Miss Advocate S. Rama Rao. Thank you, sir. Thank you for accepting our invitation to be a resource person of our day. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the Department of Business Administration for taking the effort in organizing this webinar, What Next After Second PUC. We all know that in this present juncture, our students are confused to select a career. So I'm sure this webinar will give a lot of insights to your journey in education and career guidance. And I also like to welcome all the members of the faculty and HOD of Department of Business Administration and also the students across various cities and across country. A warm greetings to everyone present for our today's webinar. I wish you all a great and exciting career ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for welcoming our participants for today's session. Now, I request Reverend Father Victor Presna Martis, the Director of St. Vincent Pallotti College, for the presidential address. Over to you, Father.
Hello everyone, welcome to the webinar titled What Next After 2nd PU or 12th? We have with us Advocate Mr. S. Ramarao and Mr. Datram Krishna Gaurav. Both are well qualified resource persons for our webinar. Our institute is privileged to have them. I welcome you, sir, and sincerely thank you for accepting our request to address this webinar. At the very outset, I thank God for making this webinar possible and invoke God's blessings upon everyone present. Secondly, I am grateful to our college staffs and supporting team who have made sincere effort to organize this webinar, a relevant topic and need of the hour indeed. Along with our college students, I'm sure there are also students of other colleges, also parents of students who are participating in this webinar. So I would like to briefly introduce our college and its management to them. St. Vincent Pallotti College, Chelikere, Bangalore, is one of the educational institutions managed by the society that is founded by St. Vincent Pallotti. It has numerous institutions, as many as in 56 countries across the globe. In short, we are called Pallottines. The Bangalore Pallottine Society, which manages St. Vincent Pallotti College, is a part of the global Pallottine entity. This college campus is spread over 9 acres of land with all its infrastructure suitable for integrated quality education, with spacious classroom, well-equipped labs, beautiful garden, various playgrounds like football, turf ground, basketball, cricket, volleyball, throwball, and badminton. We too provide the students with opportunities to partake in various extracurricular activities like NCC, NSS, and so on. The college offers degree courses under Bangalore North University, such as BCom, BBA, BCA, and BA with Psychology and Journalism. Please visit our campus. You are always welcome. And I finally wish all the best to all of you. God bless you. Over to you, Navita.
Thank you so much, Father.
Welcome.
Now I would like to call Miss Clarin, Assistant Professor, to introduce the resource person and topic for the day. Over to you, ma'am.
Good morning to all. A warm welcome to one and all present here. I take this opportunity. I take this opportunity to welcome our resource person for today's session, Advocate S. Rama, who has the experience of 25 years as a researcher, advocate in chamber practice, a social entrepreneur, organizer, and a public speaker. He has completed his BSc, LLB, MSc in Information Technology, MSc in Ecology and Environment, MPhil in Computer Science. He's also done postgraduate diploma in marketing, postgraduate diploma in electronic, then data processing and computer management. He's also got certificate in software quality and assurance from Indian Institute of Science. His experience are he's worked as an advocate in chamber practice, Goa. He's also been an investor grievance redressal panel. He's also been a member in NSC Goa Center. Sir has also executed many social enterprising projects, and he is also impelled as independent director in the database of Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs. He's also been a visiting faculty in NICMAR, Goa campus since 2010. He's been lecturing on various topics such as real estate, construction law, information technology, and environment science. He's been a panel member of ICC that is Internal Complaints Committee of Post Prevention of Sexual Harassment of ROC, that is Registrar of Companies Goa. Sir's achievements are he's done numerous achievements. He's got numerous achievements which goes on. He is a dynamic person and a multi-personality. His achievements and experience are numerous. We are glad that you are in our midst, sir. We welcome you on behalf of Fellow Chain family. Thank you. I now hand over the session to Ms. Namita.
Thank you, ma'am. I request our resource person, Mr. Rama Rao, to take over the session. Over to you, sir.
You are able to hear?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah. Good morning to all of you. A galaxy of arrangement. Very happy to know about Parvati College and the great institutions sprawling 56 countries, which I was in fact trying to search out the length and breadth of this great missionary. I thank Director Victor and Principal Arogya Raj for inviting me. It's what you call, I should say, grace and thanks to Almighty for this wonderful opportunity to be associated with you. And I hope to continue this in the longer period also. Thanks to Priya Madam, Navita Madam, Andrew, Clarin, Arul, Sri Sohit, then Nicholas, Selvi. My God, I'm sitting on an airport now, piloting a very big session. Yeah, it's wonderful always to share this experience. And I'm always very grateful to missionaries for the great work they have done, especially in the field of education. Thanks to them. I studied in a convent school in Shahabad, so I know pretty well in and outs how they worked out. Madam, shall I on the presentation so that I will go along with the presentation? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, I'm owning it. It is always like maneuvering a plane for me. Yes, are you able to see?
1 second.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're able to see. Okay. So again, good morning to all of you, and I would like to render my special thanks to Assistant Professor Sripad Ramchandra Marathe of Swami Vivekananda College, with whom I think your institution has an MOU. He is the man behind pushing me into this wonderful session. Extremely thankful to Sripad ji. Now, to begin with, dear participants, extremely happy to be with you all. There was a time when I was sharing a similar platform. Of course, then computers were not so popular with my professors and who is to interact physically with me and give us a lot of direction. So, a very warm welcome and good morning to all the participants, students, and their respective parents. Now, to come to a very important point, career planning is very important in anybody's career. You need to be informed about various options. And I'll redefine a very famous proverb. Ignorance is no more bliss. Ignorance was supposed to be bliss, now it is no more bliss. Not knowing is handicap. Okay. Yesterday, I was going through the Union Public Service Commission results. You all know civil services, IAS, IPS and all. I was surprised to note two blind students qualified this and at a very young age. So there one should never feel handicapped about studies, opportunities and all that. Leave aside difficulties and all. Though we are passing through a very serious pandemic, I'm sure there is going to be an end to this too, and we'll brave it up. So students, don't shy away from knowing, seeking information, learning, skilling and qualifying. The world is, I don't say competitive, full of opportunities. All that is based on, are you informed? So such sessions are to inform. These sessions are not to market any product, not to market any product. This is to enlighten you about various options which are nationally and internationally known. And students, very frank to you, you have completed 12 years of your education. Mind it, 12 years. And you have remaining 3 to 4 years or maximum 5 years to brace up and be very, very useful entity on this planet. That is the best word. Rather than saying India, because now global opportunities are just very easy. So students now have shortlisted some set of courses. For example, now the list is like this. So some of the academic professional courses after 12th standard or PUC 2. So 12th standard is higher secondary schooling procedure and PUC is pre-university. I am very much insistingly mentioning these following aspects about education parameters in our country. So you have completed 10 plus 2. That is the notion. 10 plus 2 is known as schooling and comes now plus 3. Plus 3 is graduation. Now graduation programs are offered under university, respective universities which are controlled by University Grants Commission. Yes, we should know the hierarchy of our education system in our country. Right. Now, what are the graduation programs that we are quite generally aware of? Say one is BCom, BBA, BBM, which is of course offered in the Saint what do you call Vincent's College. Okay, these are obvious courses. Now, there are some integrated post-graduation courses which can be commenced soon after qualifying 12th, which I have very closely encountered and spoken to some of the students. That is integrated MCom, integrated MBA. Integrated MCom is 4 years after 12th standard or PUC 2 second year. And integrated MBA is 4 years, okay, after 12th and 12th. Then comes BA LLB, that is 5 years. Then integrated BEd, I think this is offered in my students, bachelor in education. That comes with sometimes BA, BEd and BSc BEd. So it is around 4 to 5 years program. So these are some of the programs on the graduation and integrated side. Now I'm coming to some set of programs which are offered by statutory bodies. I will define the statutory bodies and I'll explain to you the set of statutory bodies in our country. Okay, the statutory bodies which cater to academic and professional aspects of the respective statutory bodies. So the statutory bodies are company secretaries, course offered by the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, Chartered Accountancy course offered by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, then Cost and Management Accountants course offered by the Institute of Cost and Management of India. Right. Then the other professional bodies are CFA, Chartered Financial Analyst, offered by the Institute of Chartered Financial Analysts of India, ICFAI, then ACCA, Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, a global professional accounting body. Then other courses which are a bit lesser known, but they are equally popular and have brought very great national and international standing. That is Indian Institute of Materials Management, then National Institute of Personnel Management. This is some of this list. Now there are so many other courses, but for the moment and for today's session, I will concentrate only on the statutory bodies, so that gives a bright idea instead of telling you about all the courses and in the end all the students get confused. I don't want that to happen. And of course, you should also do a bit of homework, do some searching, and definitely will come up with brighter ideas or doubts that need to be clarified. Then you are most welcome to call us at any time through your institution. You are always allowed to talk to me also, no problem. So what are the statutory bodies? Now I'll come to another slide. Can I push another slide, madam?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, what is a statutory body? Now I have come to a slide. Rather, this is a 75-page PDF file which has the list of all the statutory bodies, corporations, companies which have been established, incorporated by virtue of a law that has been passed in the parliament, our Indian parliament. Okay, so it is wide. Some of you must be trying to know these things for the first time. So the various statutory bodies are, this is a 75-page statutory body. So this is as per 2015. Okay, the statutory bodies keep on increasing. Now, which are some of the statutory bodies? I'll just skim over to you to make you familiar with this. So Department of Agriculture and Corporation. So there are some statutory bodies like National Seeds Corporation, State Farms Corporation, fine. Autonomous Institution, Coconut Development Board, fine. So many. The national level cooperative organizations, fine. Then we have Department of Agriculture, Research and Education. Under its jurisdiction comes so many other what you call statutory bodies. Then animals have statutory bodies. Then slowly I'll grace over to make you. Then Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers have plenty of statutory bodies under them. Autonomous institutions also. Okay, so these are very, very powerful bodies, to be very frank to you. Okay, then we have this Department of Pharmaceuticals also having plenty of statutory bodies under them. Okay, I'll just, then Ministry of Civil Aviation, then we have Ministry of Coal, then we have Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Department of Commerce, Council of Leather Exports and all. Okay, then 8th page, then Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion. Okay, so gradually you are able to get into the understanding what exactly is this. Ministry of Communication and Information Technology has some statutory bodies. Then Department of Public Communication has. Then Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution has. Then 12th, then Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Yes, here comes the real what you call the setup, the hierarchy. Under them, under the Ministry of Corporate Affairs comes Competition Appeal and Tribunal, Competition Commission of India, Company Law Board, National Foundation for Corporate Governance. Okay. Then the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Institute of Cost Accountants of India. Okay. So now I am 100% sure you will have understood the hierarchy of the incorporation of statutory bodies. So statutory bodies are basically separate acts for incorporating each of these bodies. There are plenty of bodies. Each body is very powerful and have their own jurisdiction of and area of work. Right, now I get into the first format of the course. Okay, I hope you are able to see. I'll switch over to another slide. All right, now I'll come to the very important course known as Institute of Company Secretaries of India. Okay. Now, a brief what is Institute of Company Secretaries? This is a self-explanatory slide. It talks about the institute. This is the campus, which is in New Delhi. Okay, and yes, this is a 2-sheet brochure, as good as rupees 500 prospectus. This brochure is self-explanatory. As you see on the top, the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, that is the name of the institute. And remember, these institutes are autonomous. Institute of Chartered Accountants, Company Secretaries, Cost and Management Accountants cannot be called as deemed autonomous. They are statutory bodies. So here, the motto of the Institute of Company Secretaries is in pursuit of professional excellence. Then it is a statutory body under an act of the Parliament. Then under the jurisdiction of Ministry of Corporate Affairs, as I had shown you in the previous PDF file, under MCR some set of statutory bodies. So what is this particular body? Then the statutory body established under an act of Parliament, that is the Company Secretaries Act 1980. That's all. That is the most important thing. That act was the reason for establishing or incorporating the statutory body. Right, students, you are all aware about the format of education, 10 plus 2 plus 3. So plus 3 is where you are going to be now, that is after 12th standard. So plus 3 graduation is always under the control of University Grants Commission and through respective colleges and universities. But when it comes to the statutory bodies, they are single bodies catering to only one particular course. So many times, many students have called me for the past 10 years. I have encountered very nice doubts, very interesting. I don't call these doubts as silly. Where is this college? Who is the principal of this college? Institute of Company Secretaries are not colleges, they are institutes. It is a single body and they are having a setup like they have regional offices, like the way I'm showing you on the screen, 4 regional offices, and they have corporate governance research training centers. Then they have around 72 chapters. Let us leave aside the word college. Now this is an institution which has chapters. So there is no principal. This body is by the professionals, for the professionals, and for the development of the profession itself. And there are 115 study centers across India, and one study center that can be your very soon. That depends on your interest. Okay. So, and we have overseas centers. Very recently, in the United States, they have incorporated one more Institute of Company Secretary's office. So it is well spread all over the world. Now, what is the curriculum stages of this Institute of Company Secretary's course? So basically, Institute of Company Secretary's course can be pursued after qualifying 12th standard. So as you see on the slide, the PDF file which I'm opened up. So the first stage, basically it is of 3 stages. So here we don't use the word first year, second year, third year. Please remove it. Those words are not applicable here. The best word that is applicable is stages. So the first stage is to take up the Institute of Company Secretary course. You have to qualify CSEET, that is Company Secretary Executive Entrance Test. So this rule has come into force from February this year. So the new procedure, irrespective of your qualification, irrespective of your age, you have to qualify the CSEET, and the whole admission process is very, very simple. It is online soon after completing the narration about this whole course and all the curriculum parameters. Okay, and describing the profession also, I will take you live into the website to show you what the website is. Okay, so the fees for this, which is again had to be paid online, that is ₹1,000, and this entrance test for the first time is being conducted in the month of August, for which the online admissions are completed. Then in the month of November, we are having second round of CSEET test that is going to be conducted. And similarly, on the same pattern, 4 times a year, these tests are to be conducted. And the subjects for CSEET are business communication, legal aptitude and logical reasoning, economic and business environment, current affairs. Viva was a presentation and communication skill. This has been eliminated this round for the pandemic which is around, and students cannot meet personally. So the first 4 are to be conducted, and in the month of August, and for the first time in the history of the ICSI, they are conducting these CSEET tests from your premises itself. You can log into a laptop, and a standard operating procedure is conveyed to you all. You can do it. So this August, hope in the month of in November, if there is no pandemic very serious around, then there will be a physical test. This is an MCQ test and computer based test in a designated computer center in all the places. There are plenty of centers, around 60 to 70 centers all over the country spread. Students can choose online a respective center and give this exam. So there is no age limit for this. So this entrance test is very simple. It only tests your running knowledge. This is as good as telling you this is like a bank aptitude test. And for example, in all other computer examinations, the same level of test is available. Oh, that is about CSET. Now we come to the second stage. I would say this is the core part of the Institute of Company Secretaries program. I don't say course, program. It has so many parameters associated with that. So the CS executive program admission is on the basis of passing CSET, or if you have completed ICA, Institute of Chartered Accountancy, or ICM, Institute of Cost and Management Accountants, and you are final stage and passed students, then you can also be admitted into this ICSI executive program. Okay, and this executive program, the fee for those students who qualify CSET is 8,500, as you see on the screen. And for those who qualify CA and CMA, for them it is 13,100. Okay. The course fees also has, you have to also pay 1,000 rupees as pre-examination test and rupees 600 for the orientation program. So the whole curriculum is like this. CS executive program, once you enroll after qualifying CSET, for say at the moment most of the participants are past 12th standard. So the total fees will be 8,500 plus 1,000 plus 600. So this fees includes all the study material, that is 8 books, 4 plus 4. So 4 subjects constitute one module and 4 subjects constitute the second module. Okay, and the examinations of CS executive is subjective examination, just like your normal examination. And there are 3 papers of the 8 which are MCQs. Again, you have to physically do it. It's not computer-based exam. And these exams are conducted in the month of June and December every year. So this is one. Now, what are the subjects? The subjects are jurisprudence, interpretation and general laws, company law, setting up of business entities and closure, tax laws. That is module 1. Then module 2 consists of corporate and management accounting, then securities laws and capital markets, economic, business and commercial laws, financial and strategic management. Now, students, I will give a brief description about the format of the syllabus that has been created. The 8 subjects, if you see very carefully, 5 subjects pertain to laws itself. And those laws cover general laws, company law, legal establishment of businesses in India laws, then corporate, that is an accounting subject, security laws, economic laws. Then 3 other subjects are tax laws, corporate and management accounting, financial strategic management. These 3 are finance subjects basically, okay, and the other 5 are laws. So how do you infer? We infer that a company secretary is a professional who specializes in all the business laws and has an utmost authority in company law. That is the basis. So if you can, it concentrates on management of businesses and all the allied activities. In a single word, I would use corporate laws. Corporate laws, all the laws. There are so many laws that are present. I'll just show you a different slide to highlight what is the total impact of businesses in our country. I hope you are able to see. Now I'll tell you about the real core business integral management that happens in any establishment in the country, in our country basically. In India, the number of acts of parliament that govern businesses are 1074 acts. The number of compliances in general that any business entity has to comply every year is 58,726 compliances. The number of filings and reporting a business has to be around 3,069 filings. The number of changes in compliances are 2,500 changes per year. Just in the last quarter alone, there were 2019. During 2019, there were 791 changes in the compliances. A mid-sized manufacturing company, which is having establishment around 6 states of India, has around 5,000 compliances, 100 licenses, registrations, and 2 filings every day. Each filing consisting of 10 to 50 entities. My God, huge work, huge work. So you need to have super specialized professionals to take up this. So one is CS, another is CA, and a CMA. And another notable point is there are a very crucial point: 2,000 minutes compliances to be adhered by any business entity. So there's a huge invisible management responsibilities that needs to be taken care of by the industry entity. So hence the need for super specialists like secretaries, chartered accountants, cost accountants, advocates becomes very important. Okay. So I come to the brochure part of ICSI. Right. Now we come to this stage, executive program. So I hope students you are able to neatly see this and understand. Okay. So these 8 subjects. Now I'll tell you one fascinating feature of this. See, the Institute of Company Secretaries program, the first half, the crucial half, executive program. Once you qualify this, the institute awards a compliance certificate for the students who complete a small tenure of internship, say 5 to 6 months. That compliance certificate adds value, professional value to the student. So it is another surprising aspect of these professional bodies. When you do half the course, a proficiency certificate is awarded to you, which adds value to your professional resume. Okay. So, and intermediately, there are some set of training programs which you have to undergo. In the further slides, I'll show you. Now, the crucial second part of the program is CS professional program. This is the second half. I don't say final year. Okay. This is the last stage. And this stage consists of 9 subjects. And the fee for that is 12,000 rupees. Registration, cost of the books, everything. So all the 9 books are sent to you. Okay, and you have 1,000 rupees, that is known as pre-examination. Okay, and what are the subjects in the professional program? The subjects in the professional program are governance, risk management, compliances and ethics, advanced tax laws, drafting, pleading and appearances. Fine. Then module 2 consists of secretarial audit, compliances management and due diligence, corporate restructuring, insolvency, liquidation and winding up. Then the sixth subject is resolution of corporate disputes, non-compliances and remedies. Then module 3, we have corporate funding and listing in stock exchanges, multidisciplinary case studies. Examination will be open book. Then out of the 8, there are 5 basically. That is banking and practice, insurance, intellectual property, then labor laws, insolvency laws. Okay. Now these are those elective subjects of which you can choose one. This is not like an honors format. This is a wholesome course, and you can choose any one of these subjects. And these elective subjects are again open book policy. So I don't say copying in examination. Reference in a professional career is always a must. And so keeping that in view, this open book has been created. It is not easy as it is said that open book is easy to pass through. You may not be able to qualify it. You have to really do depth of study. Right. And intermediately, we have some training sessions. Again, I would highlight on that point. So this is the total curriculum of CSI. It takes around 3 to 5 to complete minimum period. That includes training, which you have to do for around 2 years, 4 months, and intermediately we have some 15 days of training sessions. So that is the total format of the curriculum of the Institute of Company Secretaries. Now, when it comes to the responsibilities of a company secretary, as mandated by the statutory body itself. So all the 8 plus 9 subjects which you are visibly seeing are the career options. So each is a career, each subject is a career, to be very frank. And to give a brief description about the career, a company secretary is advisor to the board of directors. He is designated as a key manager personnel. Then he is a compliance officer. He can execute his responsibility as a compliance officer, as a secretarial audit, then corporate risk manager, then chief governance officer, arbitrator, then corporate planner and strategic manager, internal auditor, GST professional, then registered valuer, insolvency professional, representation services. So one important aspect about this Institute of Company Secretary is now what is the attitude and aptitude you need to have. If you see very carefully, you should be getting perfect in the business law, corporate laws. So almost 60 to 70% of the responsibilities which are executed by the company secretary is on the law level. So in simple words, all the company matters. It is a company secretary who is an imbibed lawyer. To tell you very frankly, you don't have to do LLB once you become a company secretary. And as per the latest ruling, I'll tell you, all the companies which are registered under Companies Act 2013 or maybe to 1956 invariably need to take the services of a company secretary, and he is the one who does representation services. Okay, so it is as good as saying when there is any litigation pertaining to company matters, it is not done by a civil code. It is done by a professional, what you call a quasi-judiciary body, which is known as company tribunal. It is a 100% court, no more civil courts. So all the company matters are in appellate tribunal. So NCLAT are the areas where legal practice also can be adhered to by a company secretary. So the scope of a company secretary and the job opportunities are too much to tell. Rather, all the subjects that you are visibly seeing are all the opportunities. Say, for example, if a company wants to garner, say, 50 crores, then it is a company secretary, either a chartered accountant or a cost accountant who does. The reason being, a company secretary studies these subjects. That is known as security laws, capital markets, and let me tell you, the subjects are wholesome. I will not use the word tough course. You have to be detailed. So instead of using the word tough course, I would say be detailed, be specific, because you are an advisor. And I'll tell you, after this CS course, there is nothing like super specialization. This particular course itself has everything, and all the subjects are in detail. So students, while doing this course, you should never be superfluous. Examination oriented level of studies is not a good practice, because you are a professional, and once you qualify this particular course, you are a licentiate member of the Institute of Company Secretaries. And a very surprising fact I will tell you, it is far more than a normal post graduation. Okay, it authorizes you to undertake responsibilities which are passed by an act. So all the said response, this is only tip of the iceberg. I have brochures almost running to 5-6 pages, full level of responsibilities. And regarding the fees, I have already described here, and this pamphlet I will of course upload it so that you all can see it. I have already provided it there. So these 2 pages of this pamphlet is self-explanatory. So this is about complementary. So again, I have a summary sheet also I'll show you. And so the mode of studies of the CS course happens like this. You can undergo coaching provided by the respective colleges, which is an option for the college to start. And I hope your college also starts this. And the subjects are not far away from your BCom. The only difference is BCom is an academic course, and this is a professional course. You have to be more in depth. And doing CS course is not an hindrance to you to do BCom, BBM, or BBA. You can simultaneously do both the courses. It is not at all difficult. This is an open-ended format, and maybe in the afternoons you can have classes for this in your college, or as I have described, the Institute of Company Secretaries has plenty of chapters, and they have many study centers. So plenty of study centers have already started classes. Say in Goa, in the Institute of Company Secretary chapter, I undertake all these law classes, and along with me are other chartered accountants and some of my young students who pass there to take these classes. You can have that way. And coaching fees separate. So generally the coaching fees, for example, if you take CSET off late because of the pandemic around, we have stopped the physical class. So we have some 72 chapters, regional centers. They are conducting online courses for CSET, which is rolling around. Say that course could be of 15 to 20 days or 1 month, and the fees would be 2,500 to 4,000 rupees online. Okay, and you can undergo through that online coaching. Then you can appear for the examination CSET, and there is no limitation on the number of attempts. You can attempt as many times as possible, and there is no age limit also. The criteria is you have to qualify this to get into the main core part of the CS course. Okay, so now what is the international advantage of this course? Now in the international arena, CS course is equated like this. Those students who qualify CS executive program, it is equated to graduation program of European standards. Okay, so we call it level 5. And those students who qualify CS professional program, this is evaluated to level 6. That is known as post graduation and more. And in United Arab Emirates, this is equated to more than level 7. So you have international recognition, and all over the world, this course is known in a different nomenclature that is known as chartered secretaries. In Europe, it is known as chartered secretaries. So students who would like to qualify chartered secretary program of Europe can go through the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, provided you qualify this and you have rendered 2 years of service. 2 years of service as a company secretary, then you can take up the Chartered Secretary Program of Europe. So that is an escalator to international standards. If not, the qualification of CS itself is great. So in simple words, a CS is one such professional who is very close to the board of directors here on the screen, which I'm showing to you. So any legal entity, a company for that matter, immediately has a board of directors. And the topmost professional who is an absolute advisor to the board of directors, a company secretary. And generally what happens is, maybe after 5-6 years of experience, the company secretary himself becomes a director. There are chances. Then that is the career growth, it is rapid fast. And narrated in the introduction, I have qualified the independent director examination. All the credit goes to, because I was teaching the subject, and it was and I had executed some responsibilities, so I could easily qualify that independent director examination. So thanks to this professional course, which I am associated with. So this is about the Institute of Company Secretaries. Okay. So students, this 2-sheet pamphlet is good enough, and I'll do one thing. I will summarize this into a single sheet. Right. To summarize the whole ICSA program with respect to curriculum and fees approximately. Again, whatever I have shown you on the previous slide, now this is summarized like this. So CSET is around 1,000 rupees. So it is four times a year, and passing is 12th standard. Then next stage is CS executive program. This fee and the registration fees of 8,500 include the cost of the books, all the 8 books which will be posted to your address. Okay. And for students who qualify CSET, the course fees for CS executive program is 8,500. Then pre-examination fees is 1,000 rupees. Then we have 1 day orientation program costing 600. So that is CS executive program fees. Then when we come to professional program, it is 12,000. That includes the cost of all the study material, 9 books, and you have to choose your electives. All the books set together will be posted to you. And we have pre-test, that is known as 1,000. What is this pre-test? Pre-test is like a classroom test. So once you take admission into the CS executive program, you have to qualify a pre-test which is online, which you can do from your house, and you can make as many attempts as possible. Okay, and you have to qualify the pre-test to appear for the final examination. And the final examination fees is roughly 1,200 rupees per month. Okay, that. And so we have 2 modules, so 1,200 is the module fees, that is examination fees, and the examination duration I have already narrated to you. It's in the month of June or December, maybe 2 months before the examination, you have to pay online the fees, examination fees. It is very simple. So the admission is not at all a problem. So this is the pattern. Now, a very crucial aspect of the Institute of Company Secretary course. Rather, this is a very crucial aspect of all the statutory body courses. Okay. So it goes like this. Right. There is a training program that you have to undergo. That is the crucial crux of this whole program. Very, very compulsory, mandated program, and internship. Okay. So there are some training programs and PDP, professional development programs, which a student has to attend after qualifying CS executive program. So what are those training programs? Those training programs are spread out over a period, 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 6 days. So the fee that is probably there, it may vary or it may be lessened also depending on student. And these training programs are conducted in the respective chapters or in the regional centers. These training programs are the pre-requirements to commence your internship. This is as per the current pattern. This is as per the current pattern which is going on. Now the new pattern which is going to be implemented, which has been passed as a law, pattern is 1 month of intensive training program, maybe 30 to 45 days, which will be conducted in the respective chapters or regional centers. And it is a thorough program, and you will be intensely trained. So this program could be varying from 5,000 to 10,000. This fee is yet to be decided very strongly. So this training substitute to the above one pattern which is still going on. So after completing this 1 month training program, you will be commencing your internship. This internship will be of 2 years, 2 months. And the internship will be under a practicing company secretary or in a company, law firms, charitable organizations, any organization which has a paid up capital of around 50 lakhs and which has to be empaneled with the Institute of Company Secretaries, which is a simple formality. There is no cost for the organizations to be empaneled with the Institute of Company Secretaries. We will definitely help. And during the internship, a student is provided a minimum stipend of 5,000 to 10,000. Since the internship, as per the latest curriculum, is after qualifying executive program, the internship stipend is definitely very, very good. In fact, too good. In fact, it's almost up to the level of 10,000. The reason being because of these training programs which will be undergoing this 1 month or probably 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 5 days. Okay. So these trainings are basic reason for your fluency in the internship. So your internship will be of 2 years, 2 months. In the meantime, you can appear for the professional program. Okay. During your internship, you can appear for the professional program that is known as 9 subjects, and that is how completing this whole curriculum may take you 4 to 5 years. So if you are doing this particular course along with your graduation, if you are doing this particular course along with your graduation, then it will be like this. During your graduation, say BA, BCom or anything, you will complete your CS, CET, maybe first year, second year, or third year graduation for that matter. After qualifying the CS, CET, the nearest June and December itself, you can appear for executive program. You can take module 1 or module 2. Immediately you qualify module level, and maybe if you are in second year or third year, you can take stage by stage. And once you qualify CS executive program along with your graduation program, then you can go in for the training sessions. Okay, so that you can do your internship, and during your internship you will complete the professional program. This is a very good method. So you may ask me how to go about with this course. See, students, I'll be very frank to you. Don't tell that you don't have time. Commerce students, art students have ample time, ample scope, and time. Your commerce education or arts education is only during morning hours, maybe up to 2 o'clock. Am I right, madam? Hello.
Sir, yes.
Yeah,
Sir.
the commerce
Yes.
commerce college is only in the morning session, isn't it? So in the afternoon, what are you doing? Commerce students are having ample time. Say, I am from the BSc background. I'll tell you, students from the science background, engineering, medical background. I'll say your contemporaries who are doing also their first year in respective professional courses like medicine, engineering. In the afternoon, they have practicals. So my straight question to commerce students is, what are you doing in the afternoon? So join the course. And definitely the colleges also, the staff are quite qualified to take up this subject. These are not good subjects. The only difference from a normal academic approach of say BCom, MCom and all, the slight difference is it is too detailed. It is very detailed and precision. You should be perfect. There is no other word. The reason is you are going to execute your responsibilities as dictated by the statutory law itself, okay, and the body itself. So the professional renderance of the services is very high. And what is the passing required? Say in each subject you should secure 40% each. That is jurisprudence, component on each subject 40, and in that particular module you should score 50 average. So on the whole, my analysis is like this. See, you have to be very good 50% of the syllabus. Then only you are a good professional. Studying lukewarm, just passing an examination. No. You have to render the services. See the responsibilities here. These responsibilities are great, and I'll tell you, you are paid for it. So the intensity of the study is perfect. As much as, and regarding study material, I'll tell you, the books that will be sent to you are more than sufficient. And over and above that, the examinations which are in June and December, after every exam, institute also publishes guideline answers for each subject, and also they have a narration on the type of answers provided by the students in the examination. They have that analysis as a bulletin, publish it. And over and we have some private publication, like very famous publication, which also has come up with wonderful study material on CS course, each subject wise. And that's how this whole course is having huge resource material. So now I'll go to the website. Can I go to the website, madam?
Yes, sir. You can.
Yeah. Now I'll just show you the website. So the website is very simple. Don't bother to type ICSI .edu, and Google search is a powerful algorithm, and even you type ICSI, it will go in. So this is website. Yeah, this is the official website. So this is not a private website for students. This is a very, very powerful website. And here you have all the menus given: home, profile, member, student, employee, online services. Yeah, this is where you register. Your first preliminary registration would be for the CSET. So you can go for online registration, register for it. This is how you should do. I have you are seeing it, and yeah. Yes, this is the entry, that CSET registration menu of the Institute of Company Secretaries portal. So what are the prerequisites? You need to have your photograph, passport, telling the online and do from the house, and you need to have your signature on a white sheet which has been uploaded. And signature is used for not any other purpose. This will be attached to your wallet and maybe identity card. That's all. This signature is never used for any other purpose. So and you need to provide your date of birth certificate. Yeah, obviously, since you are born, you should have your date of birth certificate. In case it is not that you don't have an active date of birth certificate, then your 10th passing certificate has it, right? Then this provision known as having an admit card and still appearing for 12th standard has been eliminated. You should have your passing certificate, marks card with you. This has to be uploaded. So, and if in case you come across any reservation categories, you have that for fee concessions. Then your ID proof, Aadhaar, passport, voter's ID, PAN card, driving license. Of course, if you are within the limits of the age to get a driving license, a ration card, these are only proof of identity. So all said, these asked for what you call sheets have to be uploaded, saved. Then you upload them into it. So here we have in the menu, proceed to CS registration. You can do it. It is as good as opening a Facebook account, but only you have to adhere to the formats mentioned here. Guidelines should be followed. The files that you are going to upload should be in JPG, JPEG, PNG. Formats are going to offer you. Then maximum size to 10% minimize the size of the photo, bring it to this 2 MB size, and of course, these are the parameters. So that is how you enroll online. So you can do from your house itself. The reason is very simple. Going to the respective chapters and trying to upload it may be very difficult. So this is the easiest method. Right, students. Now I come to the second part of the what you call presentation, that is about AI. So ICAI also is a very predominantly known course. Now that I tell you, it is a statutory body. Okay, so this particular and these people have heard from the website of ICAI, statutory body established by an act of the parliament, right? Then, of course, I'll skim over this slides. Come to a very important slide about the profession itself. So the statutory bodies generally have this type of hierarchy. There is a council, committee, standing and non-standing. The way in your respective colleges you have the principal, then the management board, then all this under a society or a charitable institution like your present college. So on the same scale, there is a hierarchy of all the statutory bodies. They have a then there is a central council, then there is a anywhere if you go to the website of the ICSI or ICAI or ICMAI, you find these members. These are those very, very important people of the profession itself who govern, administer this whole institution. Okay, so CA has a similar setup. There are standing committees and all. So plenty of things. The CA institution on the whole has a lot of association. Okay, and they have international recognition. Of course, if you can go into the Institute of Company Secretary website, you have this PowerPoint. Definitely, I will tell you, don't be too much spoon-fed into this. Please go into and read that. So a chartered accountant is another qualified person who has huge responsibilities, and that is absolutely correlated to the subjects which they have, which on the slides which you can see. And of course, this whole set I will provide it. I have already provided to the institution, so you can refer to that. Read it very carefully. Let alone students, I'll be frank. Don't worry about doing the course. First, know this profession, know professional, and then you see whether you fit into the aptitude of this course. Then you got. Now I come to the structure of the CA course. CA again 3 levels: entry level, first stage theoretical education, second stage, so intermediate course, final course. Okay, so it is just like a CS course itself. And intermediately they have this ICITSS and AIS. These are advanced information technology training programs and initial that are to be done by a student who formally educates on this pattern. Okay. So this is a simple sketch. I'll go to another slide and show you the admission process of the Institute of Chartered Accountants. So the Institute of Chartered Accountants admission process is through foundation course, and that is first level of entries you do after 12th standard. the same way the way you do CS, and then you have to qualify a foundation examination. Another method is you can join the CA course after completing your commerce graduation or post graduation, provided your marks card your percentage qualifying is 55% and above, and post graduation your qualifying percentage is 60% and above. Okay, so this is the entry level of the CA program. Okay, then I come to the course fees. So I have summarized the whole course fees of the CA in this pattern, which tells you the curriculum also. So the course fees, foundation course is roughly 9,800. This fees includes foundation prospectus around 200 rupees. Then CA foundation registration fees, CA foundation subscription fees for members journal, which is optional. Put together, it is 9,800, and the study material is also provided for you. That is the foundation. You have to qualify this. Then you come to the intermediate stage. The intermediate stage is around rupees 18,000. Then the final stage is around 22,000. Okay, so this is the core fee, and comes along with the training part and the subscription fees. So the articleship that is mandated in almost all the statutory bodies have this. In CS you call it internship, in CA we call it articleship. The articleship registration fee is 2,000 rupees, and before commencement of the articleship you have to undergo information technology program and orientation program. I had the God sent opportunity to conduct these programs for the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India Goa chapter, and I was a regular faculty until 2018 conducting these programs, the orientation program and management skills program, which roughly goes around to 1 week to 50 days. So the fee structure for that is 6,500 rupees. That is computer technology. You cannot do it in a private institution. You have to do it in the respective chapters itself, and it is mandated you have to do under the guidance of the CA institution itself. So the programs are conducted by them only. They are having sufficient computers for that. Okay. So this is roughly around full fees. Then regarding coaching is a separate entity. You have to pay fees separately per subject. 8,000 rupees. This can be done by your respective colleges in case they are having a continuation of education program. Under that, they do this faculties offering this training programs, classes. Better you can opt for private or for coaching which are done by the respective chapters itself and regional centers. And the next best option is you can go for self-study. Self-study, I generally don't, it will be like cramming. You better go for guidance that gives you a clear picture of the profession and the whole gambit of it. So that's about CA. Okay. So this the profession of CA is very, very versatile, and of course there are lot many subjects. Maybe in the later slide I'll cover, because I have very little time. Another course to cover up. So CA, now basically who is a CA? CA is a profession where they specialize in 3 core areas: accountancy, mastery in that. They are ultimate authorities. Second, audit, ultimate authorities. Okay. Tax, undisputable. It is a chartered accountant who really specializes in this. So they are masters in this. So invariably, we all know that, when it comes to balance sheets and all, we always approach CA. Then later any other professional. So CA is a master in these 3 areas and a pivotal standing. Okay. And CA institution is also having international recognition, and they are also associated with the corresponding bodies. They have it, that is known as Memorandum of Understanding. So plenty of our CAs are working in different countries too. Okay, so that's about CA course and the whole curriculum. The summary sheet, I have shown you the whole fee structure and all. So roughly it takes around 5 years to complete. Okay, considering the internship and all that, it may spill over. There are students who have taken 15 years to pass. So that is not at all a big problem. That you really have to study in depth. I mean it in depth. You should not compromise in that. I won't use the word hard work. You should work on daily basis, not hours together. Maybe 2 to 3 hours is more than sufficient, along with your graduation program. And internship here, the articleship in CA is mandated. You will be working under a chartered accountant only. There is no other flexibility format here. All the students who undergo articles are undergoing articleship under a CE. So that is a very fascinating part. And the other advantage is students complete intermediate stage, they are no professions or accounting technician certification, which they can render professional services after completing half the course itself. Which many students do it. They can extend their offers, and along with their articleship, it adds value to that. So that's what CA curriculum. Fine. So students definitely get into the website. Of course, I'll try to open the website. Yes. ICSA website. So whatever I have spoken about is from the website, because we cannot frame or think this is. And this website has full. It has material. Students. You can do online enrollment here itself. Okay. So it is very self-explanatory website, and I'm 100% sure the students nowadays are so fluent in handling computers and skimming through these menus. I really suggest the students to go through these menus in detail, and remember, it has wonderful reading material here. Lot of learning material is given. You can undergo coaching here, and see a library they have, and they have huge student facilities, and they have magazines also. These magazines are very, very good journals, and I would strongly suggest students to read those magazines after you join these courses. They are very good. Right. So that's about CA program. Right. Yeah. Now I come to the last program. Okay. That is CMA. So CMA course, that is again Institute of Company Secretary, Cost and Management Accountants. So which was known as Cost and Works Accountants. Now it has changed into Cost Management Accountants. So this is the body, and this is also I already mentioned body. This has its own setup like this. The hierarchy is given: council, president, secretary, chief secretary, vice president, and this hierarchy. The way again I narrate. Your college has its own hierarchy on the same line. This is the hierarchy. There are around 24 chapters, then regional chapters. Okay, so the format of study center is virtual here, but there is no prevention from the institutions to start a study course for the students who are interested in ICAI. Okay, then CMA course at a glance. So this particular edition is again through foundation course. Once you pass the foundation course, you have this what you call intermediate course, postal. You complete a set of training sessions. The way the training sessions are available in CA and what you call CS, we have a similar training sessions. The qualifying exam, then you qualify intermediate examination, then you get into the final examination. So these training sessions are available. So this roughly takes around 3 to 4 years to complete. So I'll tell you about these professional courses. There is foundation invariably. All the 3 courses have the same pattern. Okay. Then next, you have the intermediary. This word changes. In CS, it is known as executive. In CA and CMA, it is known as what you call intermediate. Okay, you have to qualify it. And depending on the modules you qualify, 1 or 2 modules, you can start your what you call practical training. In CA, it is 3 years. In CS, it is 2 years, 4 months, and that is internship. And in CM, it is again 3 years. And after you complete a stipulated internship, then you can appear for final years. And that is how the whole course is pictured. So the curriculum is not very critical, in fact. So the fee structure, which is since 2016, the amount is like this: foundation is 4,000 rupees, and intermediate is 20,000 rupees. Then that includes, say, installment basis. Then we have final, which is 17,000 rupees. Then we have these training sessions, which is around say 3 to 4,000 rupees. Mandated training, and this in-house training programs. You have to complete. So set along. So the fee is not very much. I will tell you very frankly. These are very nominal, very nominally priced courses. Okay, so you can definitely think of an option. Okay, you are able to see me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, so that's about the course. Now, students, I'll tell you one thing. Whenever I come across many students, they tell me this word, sir, tough course. I'll tell you, you are a professional. I say, if you are a professional, you have to render services. If somebody is coming and seeking you advice, you have to be perfect. How can you take a chance? You cannot do lottery ticket type of advisory. So reading should be in depth. The lacuna amongst all of us, rather every one of us, we study only from the examination point of view, and we never update our knowledge. You have to see it is our bread and butter. I say this is a profession, so reading is compulsory. So you cannot tell I will not study, I will not do this and all that. That doesn't work out. You have to study on daily basis. Okay, so that's about this curriculum. Maybe in 1 hour, this is tsunami level of introducing. But anyway, I always suggest students, please get into the website and look into the details so that you will come to know plenty of things. Okay, go into the respective websites. The websites are self-explanatory, they are dynamic, and I'll tell you they are so dynamic. I'll tell you, yesterday I received. I'll show you this Institute of Company Secretaries. What you call circular. The circular. See here, this is the circular. See here. Attention students, November, they have already given. Today night I received this, and admissions for more examinations have already commenced. So students who are going to appear for August, in case they don't pass, they can appear for November examination. So the dynamism of these institutions are very updated, and they change their syllabus very frequently. So students, just because you pass the old syllabus doesn't mean that you have to appear again for this whole examination. Not necessary. It's a very dynamic, since it is a statutory body. The adherence to syllabus and updated level is very, very strong. Very, 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 very strong. So that's about the statutory bodies. I could have covered the other courses also, but if I do that, I'm 100% sure all of you. For example, when I say the other courses, CFA, then you have this ACCA. This maybe in the later session we can take in detail. So what I have dealt in detail is about these three courses. They are 110% Government of India, independent bodies. That is not the right word. The right word is they are statutory bodies. They are not colleges. They are that is a very large institution and managed by the respective professionals itself. So very rigid bodies, and they have very strict rules and regulations which you have to adhere to. And one more surprising fact: not that you are disassociated from the respective institution once you qualify. You are a permanent member of the institute, of the respective bodies where you have qualified from, and you will be continuously attending all the training sessions all through your life. They never allow. And if you don't undergo the prescribed training sessions which you have to undergo even as a professional, your license is suspended. You have to undergo. So that is the charming aspect about this professional institution. So your membership is permanent. I would say you are always associated till the last breath with the respective institutions. Now there is known as academic excellence by some of the students. Believe it or not, I have students who have qualified CA, CS, and CMA, all three together. So it's not surprising. It is like, it looks like something like 9th wonder or 10th wonder, nothing like that. See, these three courses, programs, basically almost 50% have the same syllabus. So it is a natural level of curiosity or maybe academic excellence the students get through. But one thing I will tell you on a comical tone, just because you have qualified all these three courses, when you apply for a job, you cannot flexibly say, you may take me as a CA or CS or a CMA. No, you have to specifically tell what you are. And some of the students who have qualified LLB also along with these courses, they are multi-qualified. But remember, you have to render your services as per one qualification only, and that is your authority qualification. See, as an advocate, if I complete CS course, okay, I cannot practice both. I may render my services, ancillary services as a CS, but I should either sign as an advocate or as a company secretary. So I am restricted. I am 100% restricted. So I cannot flexibly move around and sign all the three. Damn dangerous. Academic excellence is different, but rendering services in each of it is great. So one course is more than sufficient. Just because of academic excellence, you may do all the three courses. I have students who have qualified MCom, MBA, CA, CS, CW. Okay, flat. I'm jealous of them. They have time and they do it very good. It is very good. But in employment, I would tell you very frankly, this is a ticklish issue now. I personally have observed super qualified people. I request them, don't tell all the qualifications when you go for employment. Tell them only one qualification, or else you are in deep trouble. The HR man will say, my God, this fellow is overqualified. He will interfere in all the departments. Please remember, CA, CS, MBA, my God, all this qualification is a terror then. So I would say academic excellence is your personal achievement. But when you render your services, be careful. B1, it is something like this, I want to practice allopathy, homeopathy, Ayurvedic, my God, then your patient is in trouble. So never do that. Learn the other courses, very good. Add qualifications, very good. If you are a practitioner, so all those people who have qualified these courses can render their service as practitioners or can go for employment. As a practitioner, the sum up of all this qualification is great. In employment, you have to be one. You cannot be all. Probably it can give an upper end. You can be elevated to the post of a director. So the growth ladder of all these three courses is very, very quick, and they're parallel lines. Let me tell you very frankly, they never cross each other. Each professional takes the service of the professional. They never cross over, right? And remember, all these are under the supervision of Minister of Corporate Affairs. Again, to repeat, the way your college is supervised by the university, and university under UGC, that is known as University Grants Commission. So that's to sum up the whole thing. Okay, this is about the statutory courses. Yes, students, now choose it. Even if you are in first year, second year, third year also, you can choose it. No problem. The knowledge content is too much, and I will tell you some fascinating things. Some of my students who with great difficulty could qualify the executive program of CS, I saw to that they got employed, and believe it or not, they're employed in Bangalore and drawing salaries to the extent of 30,000. Believe it or not, they have yet to complete the whole course. They were picked up from LinkedIn. Can you believe? But one thing I'll tell you, students, the greatest drawback in these courses, there is a lot of self-study and discipline which you have to adhere to. And here in my classes, I never tell my students, stand on the bench. You didn't come yesterday for the class. You didn't do homework. No. This is self-discipline. Either you have to be very disciplined and take up the course. And you should have the right aptitude. In CS, business correlated loss. In CA, accountancy audit. And in CMA, costing and management accountancy. These are the core areas. Okay. And other courses later, maybe in the later session we'll do. So if I introduce all the other courses, then you will be in a great fix. So students, in your spare time, go through these three websites: ICSI, ICAI, and ICMAI. Go through them, understand what is the curriculum out of curiosity. Do it out of curiosity. Then you have a flair for that. Definitely think over. You are always welcome to interact with us to get a greater picture, maybe your strengths and weaknesses. I'll tell you one thing, students. Professional courses, we really don't ask you what marks you scored in your 12th standard. Any mark is okay. Except in CA, they expect first class in post-graduation if you want to go for direct entry. If not, you can start these courses soon after 12th itself. Again, I would repeat, students, you have a lot of spare time. Afternoons, don't spoil it. You are in very big campuses like your present college, St. Vincent College, and my God, you have a lot of space. You use your time amicably. Go home only at 6 o'clock after doing your second phase of training. And definitely, I would request the institution to start all these courses. Not at all difficult. Very simple. I will definitely help you all in taking up this. Okay. So all the best, students. Go through this. You are most welcome to clarify any doubts if you have any. Okay. That's it, madam.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your valuable knowledge and
Yeah,
letting
I
our
was
students
audible.
to know.
Yeah, I was audible, no, madam, all through.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You were. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And letting our students to know the importance and procedure for enrolling the professional courses in commerce. Definitely, it would benefit our students in choosing the right course, sir. Now, we come into the most important part of our webinar, that is question and answer session. I call Ms. Arul Princy, Assistant Professor, to take over the session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
Arun,
ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am,
ma'am.
just wait a second. Wait a second. So, can you stop sharing your screen, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Ramraj, sir?
Stop. Yes, ma'am. Stop.
Yeah. Over to you,
Yes,
Arun.
yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. So the first question is, which optional subject is best for CS?
Option.
Which optional subject is
That means,
optional subject?
yeah, optional subjects while doing graduation. You mean?
Yeah, no, while doing CS.
There is nothing like optional subject. CS itself is a full course. No, CS. I would put the other way around. Students who have flair for law, business law, okay, for them that is very good. Then the ancillary trade should be a great interest in accountancy, taxation, finance. As you have seen the syllabus, it has all these ingredients. So students who have flair for law and correlated areas, then CS is very good. In BCom, you do any course. This question is asked the other way around. In BCom, what option should I take up so that I can do CS? No. CS, CA, CMA courses are independent. They have nothing to do with your BCom and other ancillary subjects. In fact, these three courses can be pursued by anybody, believe it or not. But 80% students come from the commerce background. I hope I clarified this doubt.
Yeah, sir. The next question, how about a career in CMA course? Does it have value in India?
I will tell you, students, a very frank truth I'll tell you. In the Facebook, when I go across, there are adverse comments for various courses. Please discard them. Each course has great value. I'll tell you, all business establishments, other than your normal level of management, the super specialized management, you need to have CA, CS, CMA, 100%. I have plenty of CMAs, believe it or not, who are practitioners who actually don't go for employment. They have ample work. Go through the syllabus once more in your spare time. Each subject is a career. Unbelievably, you have to see it at microscopic level. Subject is wholesome. You never study the subject in part. You have to be perfect. So CMA has very good value, very good value. I do not know why the doubt prevails around. I'll tell you very frankly. Now what is the see? Pandemic has created a very serious problem in the business entities in the country. If you have observed, we are lagging behind in MSME sector. Now, who are the professionals who should render services in MSME sector? When I use the word known as startup, make in India policies, okay, fine, they are policies on the draft, on the table, passed by the parliament, but how do we implement them? It are these three professionals. So each profession has a bigger role, very big role. And I'll tell you one surprising fact. Let us say this is a what you call a complete argument. Any entrepreneur, I hope you are listening. Any entrepreneur who would like to incorporate a business, who is the authentic, authorized person to do so? Please tell me. Not your neighbor, not your other businessman. It is these four professionals, to be very frank. CS, CA, CMA, or advocate are the authorized persons who will help you, assist you professionally in incorporating the businesses legally, because these are the four signatories who have to sign the documents and submit it online. So, as per the what you call e-governance of the Indian context, online incorporation is done, but the professions are these four. I'll tell you, there is huge demand for all the four, including advocates. To be very frank, not that because I have done advocacy, but the truth is that the business aspect and its fine management, this profession, all these three professionals are required. CS, CS, CM. Yeah, your next doubt. I hope I clarified this doubt.
Yes, sir. The next question is CA or ICWA or CS, which is the best for a profession?
It is like comparing apples and oranges, or rasgullas and gulab jamuns made of ghee or made of oil. I will tell you very, very frankly, students, don't compare. I would say judge your attitude, judge your aptitude, and your seriousness. I'll tell you very frankly, I have addressed more than 1,000 students. I'll tell you more than 90% walked out. The reason is self-discipline is important. I remember students simply walk out to the extent. So I would tell you how serious are you. Professional courses first. You should be damn disciplined, and you should have the requisite aptitude. Now let us say you have flair for law. Obviously, go for CS. Okay, it is law-bearing activity. Okay, right? Then if you have very good flair for account, you love accountancy, mark it. I'm not asking you whether you scored 90 marks in your accountancy. Love for the subject doesn't mean that you should have scored very good marks in that. Okay, so love for the subject is accountancy, audit. Okay, taxation is your flair, right? You can take up CA, and you are very much you love cost and management accountancy part, then you can choose CA. Okay, I'll tell you very frankly, once you go through the stream and that bug bites you, I will tell you, you won't sit quiet. You will do other course also. But in CA, there is one problem. Let me be very frank, students. If you are doing your normal graduation, you can do only CA. I hope understood. You can do only CA. Whereas in CS, you can do any other courses, they won't stop. But in CA, you are allowed to do only one another course. You cannot do 2-3 courses simultaneously. CA and your graduation. That's all. The course ends. But in CS, there is no rigidity. So CA doesn't allow you to do 2 courses, graduation and CA. That's all. Okay, so a very, very puzzling question. The choice cannot be told like that. The choice has to be seen from your angle, where you love to be. Yes.
Okay. The next thing is a request from a student.
Yes.
The student has asked you to talk about ACCA as well.
ACCA in brief, I didn't make a description. The reason is I'll tell you my own personal experience. I did conduct such programs. Then I'll tell you, after the session, all the students were damn confused what to choose. What to choose. So ACCA is an international parameter in brief description, though, and it consists of 3 levels. Unlike the internship and all, which is not rudimentary present in ACCA, the other aspect is it is an international accounting profession recognized in around 60 to 70 countries. 60 to 70 countries. Surprisingly, ACCA exams can be given from your house itself. You can do online examination. So yes, since it's of international parameters, the intensity of the subject would be very serious. Maybe more on the finance subjects. Okay, more on the finance subjects, and the fee is generally in the format of dollars. I have one of my young family member, a very close friend of mine, whose son has qualified this. It took him 2 to 3 years. It also has got very good standing value. On the contrary, students who qualify CAs, generally CAs, they generally take up ACCA. They have an exemption. After you qualify CA, you have an exemption. If not, you can choose ACCA soon after 12th standard. There are level 1 and 2, level 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So maybe in the later session, I will have a very in-depth description about this ACCA. Okay. So I would tell you one thing, students. Go through these statutory bodies first. One, they are Indian, having international recognition. Then go for ACCA. There is time. I'll tell you, there is no last date for all these admissions. All through the year, these courses are open. Only thing you should remember, if the examination in the month of May, June for CA, SWCS, 2 or 3 months before you have to take admission, so that you have the ample duration period, so that you can appear for the examination to complete the formal curriculum part. That's all. So ACCA is also a good option. You can take it up.
Okay, so the computer science students have asked the best platform for them.
Computer science students, sir, then I'll tell you one thing very frankly. I am MPhil computer science and I have done my LLB. So please don't think otherwise. The statutory body courses, including ACCA, has no prerequisites. It is not restricted to any common student. It is for everybody, anybody. You can jump into this. I have one very good example to share with you. I have one Mr. Rama, who is actually from BCA background, from Goa. Now he is working in Bangalore. He has qualified CS executive program only, and he has finished his curriculum. And I pushed him into register of companies jurisdiction, and he worked for 2 years under ROC in Goa. And now he is in Bangalore drawing 30,000. Now presently he is working from home because of the pandemic situation. So, dear students, I will tell you, I have many science background students who have become proficient in CS program, including CA also. And I'll tell you, I know one gentleman, company secretary Ravi Chandra, who is from Coimbatore. He is aeronautic. He doesn't know me. I know him. He is a stalwart in the CS profession, sought after resource person in the whole country. So it has nothing to do with that. If you really love it, Very great. Then I will tell you, MCA students, you have another advantage. You are very good in computers. My God. Then you can, if you are doing CS, then you are super specialist for the IT industry. You can render your professional services as a CS into IT industry. IT industry is very large. Let us not forget, very recently we had those four conglomerates, the famous Google, Facebook, Apple, facing the Congress in United States, being cross-questioned about the Monopolies Act, which they were doing with their respective businesses. IT is a big field now, big field. So MCA students, please take it up, no problem. Probably you could be great data analysts. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. The next question is, sir, can you please shortly talk about banking courses? Banking.
Fine. Bank is not a course. I'll tell you very frankly. Bank is not a course. See, banking as a subjective study. Now, aspiring for a career in banks. My wife is a banker. Of course, now she has taken VRS. I'll tell you one thing. See, aspiring for a career in a bank is you have to qualify the aptitude and what you call aptitude and attitude tests conducted by the banking institution, that is IBC or what you call Indian Banking Services and all. So you have to qualify those exams and do that. Now I'll give you an extension of this. Let us say you are CA, ICWS, CS, LLB, MBA Finance. Believe it or not, the age limit until 40, you have lateral entry into banking services. You are handpicked directly. Handpicked. You may not go through the regular format of entrance test and all that. You are directly selected. Handpicked at scale 2, scale 3 level. Scale 2, scale 3 level. So this is another entry format. One format is you pass a banking exam, okay, by undergoing these coaching classes which are conducted. Say that class also can be started by your college. It's an aptitude test, the way you have the CACET or entrance examination, the same format. Another format is you qualify these professional courses, you have a jump. You jump to the higher level, you become a senior officer. So there are two positions in a bank, clerk and probationer officer. The examination is slightly different. Clerk examination is a bit lesser in its quantum. A probationer officer examination is almost like civil services, quite in depth. The other one, you pass this any one of these courses, you are directly entered into. We call it lateral. Okay. Specialist officers recruitment, CA, SW, CS, advocates, engineers also.
Okay, so one last question.
Yes,
BBM or BBA or BCom, which is a better one?
fine. Now I will ask you, madam. Just let me know in brief words. What is BBM and BBA curriculum in your college?
Yes, sir.
What is BBM and BBA? What are you offering in your college? BBA or BBM?
BBA, sir. We are offering BBA course.
BBA. What is the curriculum? What is the curriculum in BBA in comparison to BCom?
So, in the what basis you're asking?
Curriculum. Curriculum means do they have practicals in BBM?
No, sir. Currently, we
Yes,
are
ma'am.
doing
Just one
project
second.
related. Yeah.
Princey ma'am, just one second. So we are
Yes,
dealing
ma'am.
with BPA and BCom. BCom is having practical sessions, including BBA is having also practical, subjects and all. But
Yeah.
BPA focuses more on the practical courses like how to do communications, how to do event plannings and all.
Yeah.
And
Now.
BCom
Yeah.
where they
Yeah.
focus on accountancy and all the things.
Okay.
Actually, both are the same thing. Only 1 point difference is there. Yes, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So now I will infer like this. In the afternoons, there is some practical activities for the what you call BCom students. Yes or no? In the afternoons, you must be having practical sessions for
Yes,
the
sir.
BCom students.
Communication
Yes.
course is what.
Yes. Now I come to the
Yes,
crux.
sir. Yes,
See,
sir.
this CA, ICWCA, you have to study in the afternoons. Na? So now the student has to design a study pattern such that BBA and BBM students make some time for these courses. I hope you understood now. The confusion is, when will you study these courses? So you need to have spare time. So I don't say it is impossible. So maybe maybe the student has to reset a plan such that he justifies his BBM or BBA and its subsequent practicals, and of course the CA or CS or CMA courses. Maybe late evening you have to go for some coaching classes. I sincerely advise students to undergo coaching for CA, ICWCS. Okay, don't do like that. Generally, BCom, I infer afternoons are free. So generally, students with BCom afternoon they can attend classes because from 2 to 5 they are having ample time. If not, depending on the curriculum. Now let us take your college with considering your college. So if your BBM and BBA students are having their last classes by 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, let us say 4 to 6, you can have CA or ICW or CS classes. The syllabus more or less are same. So that is how you should plan. That is how you should plan. So I don't say you're tight fisted. I'll give a very good example. Please analyze your contemporaries, BSc students, engineering students, medical students have practicals in the afternoon. And same contemporaries, first year engineering, first year medicine, or first year Ayurveda, whatever it is, they are having practicals in the afternoon, and the afternoon practicals go up to 6, 7. So that way, if you consider your timetable, you still have a lot of time. You may do this course. I hope I have classified the time available for BCom, BBA, and BBM students as much as that you can be sufficiently occupied like an engineering or medical student or a science student who does practicals the whole afternoon. Yes, madam, you got my point, no?
Yeah, sir. Thank you, sir. With this, we end up with the question and answer session, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank
Over
you
to
very
you,
much.
Navita, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Hope our students have got the clarity on choosing the right courses. As rightly said, our Vincent Pallotti College offers professional courses. Any queries, you can contact us. Now, I would like to call Mrs. Tamal Selvi, Assistant Professor, to give the oath of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. Feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. On behalf of St. Vincent Pallotti Management Faculty's Organizing Committee, I feel immense pleasure in taking this opportunity to propose the vote of thanks. I extend my heartfelt thanks to our Director, Reverend Father Victor, Degree Principal Mr. Arogyaraj Nicholas, Vice Principal Reverend Father Mervyn, PU Principal Reverend Father Andrew for their continuous support. My special thanks to today's resource person, Advocate S. Rama Rao, for sparing his valuable time and giving us such a thought provoking insight of what to do next and which career to choose. I'm sure this career guidance session would have definitely helped our students. Thank you, sir. It's indeed a great pleasure in having you with us today. My deep
Thank
sense of appreciation and thanks to all the participants who chose to be live with us and attended this webinar with great enthusiasm. My sincere thanks to the faculty and the organizing committee for choosing this topic and for making this day happen. Last but not least, I thank Mr. Shant for his technical help and assistance. Once again, I thank you all for being with us from this morning and for making this first day of the webinar a successful one. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you. Over to you, Navita ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Before we could end the session, I would like to conclude with an inspiring quote. Believe in yourself and you will be unstoppable. Thank you, dear participants, for your kind cooperation and successful completion of day one. See you all tomorrow. Until this is Miss Navita and Srina signing off.